tiny rocky formation barely visible on a map, the Kardak islets, no houses, no people, not even a single tree. But for 3 days, this place became the most dangerous spot on Earth. America, Europe, and the entire world had their eyes locked on it. Why? 2 NATO countries, 2 neighbors, sharing the same sea, but never quite managing to share their past. And this time, the conflict didn't unfold with diplomacy alone. It played out with warships, commandos, and helicopters. Between 1919 and 1922, Turkey and Greece had gone to war. Turkey emerged victorious, and in 1923, the Treaty of Lausanne was signed. The land borders between Turkey and Greece were settled, but the status of tiny islets and rocks in the Aegean remained unresolved. Over the years, Greece began pushing to extend its territorial waters to 12 miles, effectively turning the Aegean into its own lake. Turkey firmly opposed this. On December 25, 1995, a Turkish cargo ship named Figen Akat ran aground on Kardak. Since the rocks were closer to Turkey, land registry documents held by Turkey showed Turkish ownership. But Greece rejected them as outdated. Greece declared, "This is our land," and sent rescue teams to the stranded Turkish vessel. Turkish rescue boats were also on their way. The ship was salvaged, but the real crisis was just beginning. Days later, a mayor and a priest from the Greek island of Kalymnos landed on the islet with a Greek flag. They raised the flag, offered prayers, and sang the national anthem. This wasn't just a symbolic act, it was a declaration of sovereignty. As the Greek press proudly reported the incident, Turkey issued a strong diplomatic note. Then came the Turkish media's countermove. Journalists reached the islet, took down the Greek flag, hoisted the Turkish one, and just like the Greeks, they broadcast the story to the global press. In response, Gibraltar's the Forum project, the Greek general staff ordered on the islet again and raised their flag once more. Public outrage erupted in both countries. Turkey and Greece stood on the brink of war. Then, Turkish Prime Minister Tansu Çiller made a bold declaration to the world. "We will not give up even a single pebble of our land. No one can take down our flag." Turkey declared Greece's landing a military occupation. An emergency meeting was held in Ankara. But Greece had made a tactical mistake. Kardak was actually 2 separate islets. The media focused heavily on East Kardak, where Greek forces had landed, but West Kardak held better strategic value, and the Greeks had left it unoccupied. Turkish warships and helicopters moved in. Greek forces mirrored them. Turkish helicopters repeatedly approached West Kardak as if preparing to land, and Greek forces blocked them each time. But this was a deception. The real plan? To send Turkish special forces in by small inflatable boats, not by air. While all eyes were fixed on the helicopters, 12 Turkish SAT commandos quietly boarded their boats. Their faces were painted. The radios were silent. No one spoke. The sea was calm. The nation was watching. At 1:32, the commandos reached West Kardak. They scaled the rocks, planted the Turkish flag, and radioed back to Ankara. Mission accomplished. Turkey had established physical control over West Kardak. Greece hadn't even realized yet. Turkey informed the US, which had been closely following the situation. American officials asked the Greek general staff, "Are there Turkish soldiers on West Kardak?" Greece replied confidently, "No." Then they sent a helicopter to double-check. When they saw the Turkish flag waving on the rock, they were stunned. In Ankara, celebration. In Athens, disbelief and fury. The Greek helicopter began circling the islet. Turkish forces on land and sea locked into combat readiness. But the Greek chopper eventually veered away. Moments later, it malfunctioned. Turkish naval forces offered landing space, but the Greek pilot declined. The helicopter crashed into the sea. 3 Greek soldiers died. It was Greece's second shock in one night. Athens couldn't explain the incident publicly. Turkey insisted. "We didn't shoot it down." But the panic was real. War felt inevitable. In an emergency meeting, the Greek chief of general staff reportedly suggested, "Even if it leads to war, we must bomb the islet the Turks landed on." Greek Prime Minister Kostas Simitis rejected the idea outright and demanded the general's resignation. He stepped down. Then, US President Bill Clinton personally intervened. After hours of calls with both governments, a deal was struck. Both sides will withdraw from the islets. But Greece must withdraw first. Greece agreed. Flags were lowered. Commandos left silently. A priest raised the first flag. A helicopter crash nearly sparked a war. But in the dead of night, Turkish commandos silently climbed the rocks and rewrote history. This wasn't just a regional dispute. It was a night that held the world's breath. Today, there are still no soldiers or flags on Kardak. But the matter remains unresolved. Greece and Turkey continue to trade barbs on the issue. In January 2013, far-right Greek MP Ilias Panagiotaros said, "If the Greek government doesn't plant our flag on Kardak, we will do it ourselves." Golden Dawn Party leader Nikos Mikaloliakos called the night of January 30th a night of shame for Greece. Turkey quickly responded, "Don't you dare." That brings us to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel and share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching.